Okay, guys, we are in part two. Part two is information about the alien fiance for which the US citizen is requesting the visa. Okay, so here it's about your alien fiance that may be overseas, but sometimes the fiance may be also in USA, but most of the time your fiance will be overseas. Okay, even though if your fiance is still in USA, he or she have to come back to his home country, to keep with the process. Okay, so we will check K1 visa fiance. Okay, K2 is about another video because this video is about the K1 fiance. Okay, that means you are not supposed to get married. Like I told you, that's your boyfriend, your girlfriend. Okay, so your fiance, and then you put the last name of your fiance here. So let me put the last name. You put the last name of your fiance. Okay, you put the first name, middle name. Okay, now alien fiance mailing address. So there is really nothing to explain. So you put the address of your fiance. If your fiance is overseas, you put the country. If your fiance is in USA, you put the address in USA. So in case of, like I told you, this is the case when someone else is receiving the email, you will put the name of the other person. But most of the time, it's gonna be the name of the fiance, the full name of the fiance here. So all the information about your alien fiance, town of birth, country of birth, date of birth, country of citizenship, gender, you will choose. 9, marital status. You can click widow, single, divorced, but divorced you cannot click married. Okay, you cannot actually married and apply for a K1 visa. Okay, so remember, the person you're applying for is not your spouse, it's your fiance. So other name used. So if your fiance in the past uh, used the name, you will put it, but most of the time it's gonna be the same name here you're gonna put here. So if in the case in the past you change your name, so your previous name gonna be here. Okay, alien registration number. Uh, Most of the time it's gonna be empty, but it may happen that your fiance have been in USA and had an alien number. Either your fiance have been deported or in removal. You will put it. But in this case, it's really tough. If your fiance has been in USA, have been removed, maybe you will need to apply for a waiver. That's another situation. Every time the situation is different, complicated, like deportations, criminal background. I will advise you to see a lawyer because this is really. But the video I'm doing is for a sample case. No deportation, no criminal background, sample case. Okay. So other case, you should see a lawyer. Okay, now information about your alien fiance, social security. Most of the time, is gonna be empty. Prior. Okay, now let's say if your fiance in the past get married, so they want to know information about the previous marriage. So you're gonna put family name of the previous marriage, and then first name, and it's really important date of marriage end because they want to know, even though let's say your fiance get married in the past, but they need to know the date that this marriage end. That's really important because you cannot have a fiance visa if, even though you are separated for this person, the separation doesn't mean anything. They will need a paper, it's a certificate that of divorce. Okay, you will need the date the marriage end. That should be on the certificate of divorce. But if you never get married, you just put non-applicable. You just can put non here. You can put not applicable like this if you never get married in the past. Okay, you're not gonna fill this. You will let it blank. Okay, all those are information about prior spouse. If you never get married, you can just put not applicable because you never get married. But if you ever get married, they will need to know the information about this prior spouse, the date that the marriage end. Okay. Now, 15 is information for fiance. Let's say your fiance is actually in USA on a student visa, visitor visa, whatever this status. They want to know information. Okay. You have a visitor visa, temporary worker, you will without inspections. Okay, let's say your fiance is still in USA, let's say illegal without inspection. That's another situations. If your fiance is here illegal, you may file, they call it a waiver. You may file for a waiver. Once the waiver is approved, your fiance will need to go back to your country to finish the process. Okay, if your fiance is in USA illegal, okay, if your fiance is USA legally with a visitor visa, okay, she still need to go to your to his foreign, to his homeland country, to finish the process. Okay, they I-94, they want information about the I-94. Let's say your fiance is on visa, you will put the I-94. Normally today they put the I-94 on the passport. Okay, put the number, this number. You will put the date of arrival. Understand, this should be some. Let's say you've been in USA different time, do you want to know the last time, let's say you've been you are on visa day, you want to know last time that you get in USA, that of arrival, and that you authorized to stay, you will put it here. Passport number, travel, okay, if you have travel document number, you will put it here. And then the country of issuance of passport, most of the time it's gonna be the homeland, the home country of this fiance. Expiration of the of for passport or travel document. Okay, so all those, it's about your fiance, not this is about your fiance. Okay, now uh now information about child of alien fiance. Okay, let's say if your fiance got one, I don't know, three or whatever number of children that your fiance got, you will need to put information: last name, given name, country of birth, date of birth. They want information about the child of your fiance. Okay, if it's two, you will put the other one. If you need extra space, you will need to add an extra sheet with your alien number, with the date you're gonna sign it. You will put the sections. We are in the sections. Let me show you. If it's more than three kids, so this section is section 16, right? We are in section 16. 16 is about a child of your fiance, the child one, and we got child two, and then we got that's, let me say, child three though. So there is space for three child. If you have four child, you're gonna put an additional page, but on this additional page we should have the alien number, the item, the item number. So it's gonna be like on 2020, let's say. So this is 20h, it's gonna be, this is 27h, it's gonna be like 28a. Okay, on the other, on separate sheet if there is a fourth children. Okay, but remember, every time you use another sheet, when there is no space, you will need to put the sections number. You will need to put the alien number of the US citizens. You will need to put the date. Anytime you want to put an additional page, that's the way to go. Okay, so now uh, now let's, okay, address in the United States where your fiance intend to live. Normally it should be the same. Okay, it should be your address, the address of the same address of the US citizens. It should be the same address, because your fiance is coming, so your fiance should be in the same address in the United States where your fiance intend to live. Okay, your fiance should intend to live in the same address that you are at now. Okay, now your fiance address abroad, that the address overseas. Okay, address home country of your fiance, you will put it here. Phone number, everything. Okay, address abroad, address overseas. Okay, so They say USCIS will raise questions, okay? If the address is different, understand, address in the United States, I want to tell you that should be the same address that the US. If it's different, USCIS will say, what's going on? You are coming on a fiancé visa, you should be in the same address than the US citizens, okay? So be careful when you are filing this part. So now, so they say if your fiance native alphabet use other than Roman, this is the case for Chinese people, Arabic. When it's not in, you know, other language and Roman, you will put it. Otherwise, you put NA. Okay. If you are in Roman letter, you just put NA. Fiance address native alphabet, you put NA. But if you are from China, Arabic country that don't use Roman letter, you will use this space to do that. Okay. Now, a question 13 want to know if your fiance is related to. Sometimes some people get married to their cousin, so be careful. Be careful of that. Be careful of if you and your fiance are related by blood. You will need to make sure that marriage between you is legally permissive in the U.S. state. Okay, where will you take where in the US state where it would take place. Okay, not every state accept that you get married to someone that you are related by blood, but most of the time it should be no. Okay, uh, but if let's say if you're related by blood, it's your cousin. I don't know. State the nature of degree of relationship, third cousin. Okay, but some states don't agree. You have to be sure. But most of the time, it's gonna be no. Okay, have your fiance met and seen you within 2 years prior immediately preceding the. So understand that's really critical. Before filing the form, you should have previously met your fiance within 2 years. That means if it has been a long time, let's say 3 years, you never met your fiance, don't file this form. You have to meet your fiance within 3 years. Because understand, let's say you got a fiance and then you pass 3 years without meeting together, so they don't understand that. Okay, unless that you can prove there is some extraordinary circumstance, if but otherwise you should click yes here. Now question 13 want what? Question 34. Describe the circumstance under which you met your fiance. If you have personally met each other, explain how the relation. So they want to know how you met your fiance. Explain in any detail any reason you have met for requesting. Okay, so here you're gonna give detail the under which circumstance you met your fiance. Okay, so this space will not be enough. Most of the time you're gonna attach an additional sheet. Okay, most of the time there is not enough space here to fully answer this question. You will want to attach a page. To do so, write your name, alien number at the top of this page. Okay, you will put the date inside this additional page. Okay, this is where you will explain the circumstance of your meeting. Okay, also any reason, let's say if you think, like we said before, there is some country, there is their culture, you cannot meet a fiance before marriage. If it's the case, you will explain that. Okay, we know that there is some country that don't accept meeting with fiance before marriage, so you will explain that, so they will waive the bet. Otherwise you have to meet your fiance. Okay, this is a requirement. Okay, understand here, the main purpose here is to show that you have fulfilled the personal meeting requirement. They really need here information about the date you have met together within 2 years before filing this form. This statement you're gonna say, okay, I met you. You may say I met my fiance for the first time. Okay, we talk online, but you have to mention a date, that you met that is within 2 years. Okay, you can add additional detail, but remember, whatever the addition, let's say if you say I met my fiance 5 years ago, and you don't put a date that you met her within 2 years, that's not acceptable. Okay, so you can add as many detail as you want, but remember they will need a date that should be within the 2 years. Okay, remember, so they really need information about the date you have met together within 2 years. This statement presents a fine opportunity to include extra detail about your life with your fiance, okay? And then the first time you met together, the idea is to show USCIS that this is a real relationship. Give enough personal detail that USCIS see that you are for real, not just making empty statement, okay? Okay, just that's the way to go. Okay, so 35. This question result from okay, question 35. They have a concern. Did you met your fiance through service of international marriage broker? This question result from relative recent focus of congressional concern regarding so-called mail order spouse. So you know, sometimes they are concerned about mail order spouse where there is violence. There was some concern for that. So where there is violence against this woman, they just want detail about because it look like most people that met through marriage broker, there is report there was some concern. So this group has been shown be specially susceptible to domestic violence abuse to the U.S. citizen petitioner. In response, Congress passed this law that want to know if it's if you if you meet your spouse through brokerage. If not, just click no. Okay, and then if yes, provide the internet or street address below. Okay, okay, that's for a part two. We will keep on information still part two, information about your fiance. So your fiance will apply for, so let me go back. So you will put here we are in 36. Your fiance will apply for a visa but at the American embassy consulate. So most of the time it will be in his hometown, his home country. You're gonna put, I don't know if it's whatever the town you will put it. Let's say it's Port-au-Prince. You put Port-au-Prince. You put Port-au-Prince, and then Haiti. I'm from Haiti. Okay, Haiti. Port-au-Prince, Haiti. So that will be the town, the consulate of the sea where your fiance will have the interview. Okay, that will be there. No, part three, other informations. Okay, these informations really, that mean if you've been, they say if you served overseas in armed force, please state answer the following question. This question is for people that's for U.S. citizens, that has been in armed force of the United States. You will put the street, I present the visa and I'm stationed overseas and my current mailing address. You will put your mailing address, okay? You will put them. Have you ever been convicted? No. Question two asks about have you ever been convicted by a court of law, domestic violence? Okay. If it's yes, just click it. If it's no, click it. Don't try to lie. They may find your record. Okay. Homicide, murder. I hope it's no, cause really, if you have those thing in your background, you should check a lawyer. If you have murder, convictions, check a lawyer. Those should be no. If it's yes, check a lawyer, cause your case is really complicated. You may be in trouble. Okay, just you will need to check a lawyer, cause this video is some people that don't have any criminal background. Not okay. I hope it's no. You don't need to check. Okay. Indicate which waiver. This is for people if you have criminal background. There may be some extraordinary circumstance waiver for you. Will apply for them. Okay. I hope you are not in trouble and you can use this video. If not, you will need a waiver, stuff like that. I didn't do I didn't do this video for people that have something in the background. Okay, if you have other stuff in your background, you will need to apply for a waiver. Okay, even though you don't have it, let's say if you've been in USA illegally, you may apply for a waiver also. They call it I-861. You don't have any criminal background, but in the past you have been in USA, you have been deported, so you you still in USA before go to back to your home country, you can apply for a waiver. They call it the form I-860 601. Okay, this waiver is it's for people that has been illegally here. Okay, now lastly, the last part, signature of the petitioner. Understand? Uh, understand? Uh, you have to sign this. You have to sign this with a pen, date. Just use a pen and put your email address here. So I guess if you are here, you don't really need this part, this because you want to do it by yourself. This part, if it's this form has been filed by another person, a preparer like me, okay, they will put it here. So just let this blank. Since you are here, you just want to do it by yourself. Okay. So that's part. It's about how to fill out the form. Okay. Look below for other detail about other form, other information that you will need to fill out, like the form G325A. Okay, so we got other information. Just look out down to see other thing that you will need to submit with this form. Okay, so check out other information.